I'm good, Connie. Feeling good. Uh, Medicals are doing good. Blood sugar's coming down. Uh, those nightly insulin shots I give myself in my fat ass stomach. I got plenty of territory hidden for that needle not to go in the same place twice. Uh, so, but my blood sugar, which is a huge issue, that's what's retarding the healing of my leg, the blood sugar. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I'm getting an MRI next week to make sure that uh, there's no damage to the bone in my leg, just as a precaution. I don't want to deal with bone cancer for God's sakes, and we're pretty sure that ain't going to be the case. So I'll get an MRI next week just to bring that to a close. But as soon as my blood sugar gets under control, I'll give you an example. 2 weeks ago, my blood sugar was 300.
Mm.
That's death material, I was told. Ignorance is bliss sometimes. So, uh, and then 3 to 4 days ago, my blood sugar was 100. So it's coming down. Now it hadn't stayed at 100. But still in the low 100s. The goal is to get it under 200 and to keep it there. So it's just they're dominoes that keep tipping each other over, and it's frustrating for me because I have enough knowledge now to be dangerous. So I'm just taking it a day at a time. I feel great. My leg hurts, all that stuff. That's not nothing new. It's an open wound, and it's been open for over a year. That ain't good.
Right.
So anyhow, we're working on that, and I've got good doctors. Dr. Yorio is my guy here in Jacksonville. He also is one of the Jags doctors, but a good guy, and he's really taken my case under with personal interest. I don't know. We haven't talked about him being a wrestling fan or not, but nonetheless, he's been really good. So, he's got me hooked up with all these different specialists, and boy, it's the phone rings all the time about we got your appointment for this or endocrinologist appointment, and I got to go see a ophthalmologist because we're finding out that my vision is somewhat blurred at times. So we're going to get my eyes checked. I'm good today, and I might be good tomorrow, but I'm not good all the time, and I want to be good all the time. So it's a lot of moving parts, Connie, and I really do appreciate all the fans on social media because I read the tweets or the X's or whatever the hell we call them today. Uh, I really appreciate the support. It's heartwarming. It's heartwarming, and it is meaningful. It's not. I'm not bullshitting nobody. I don't bullshit nobody on this show or anytime else. So I keep from it. Sometimes my frigging mouth gets me in trouble, but it's just being honest. So that's where I stand. Good news in more fronts than not. Uh, the medicines that have been prescribed to me are working, and mentally, I feel like I'm back in the hunt competitively. I have no idea what my future is at AEW. Have no clue. And to be very frank about it, I'm not worried about it, yay or nay. I mean, my work should stand on its own after 50 years, for God's sakes. I mean, seriously. So sometimes I worry too much, and I think it's just a matter of being an alpha male and wanting to do whatever it is on my terms. And I understand that's not always possible. So, but I do appreciate all the feedback. It's very meaningful to me, and I appreciate everybody's support and their love. A lot of us been for some people. I've been in their wrestling life their entire life,
Yeah.
their entire life. And when they hear my voice, it's like right now hearing a clip of Keith Jackson. And I'm not comparing myself to Keith Jackson on a very very seriously, but when you hear his voice, even on an old clip, it takes you right back. Better times. This was a good time. I enjoyed that. That was a great game. Whatever. And because of social media and just you know, all the internet stuff. You know, I enjoy going back and watching some clips of my work. People don't understand this job has is multifaceted. Your performance on the air is largely dependent on the product you're calling, most important, and who you're working with. And you know, I haven't been given the time. You know, I enjoy working with Kevin Kelly and Nigel. Nigel's getting really good, and not that Kevin isn't, but Nigel's kind of a newcomer in that world, and he's doing a great job. I enjoy working with him. He's fun. He's a good guy. I know he wants to have one more match somewhere down the road, and I hope he gets it. I saw online the other day, Connie, you may have seen the same thing, where Brian Danielson said, you know, him and uh, Nigel would be a hell of a match at Wembley, and it might be.
Yeah.
It
They've
might
had a
be.
bunch of I mean, I think I think the word that the kids are using these days on the IWC is banger. And Nigel and Brian had so many bangers in Ring of Honor. I'd love to see that again. And
Yeah,
what a
me too.
great story it would be for Nigel. I mean, when seemingly everybody who went through that ROH system, and he was one of the stalwarts there, went on to become, WrestleMania and world championship type legends. His health didn't allow him that same opportunity. So for him to get a real big stage like that at Wembley would just be incredible.
Good.
I hadn't heard that, but man, that gets me excited. And by the way, tickets are on sale now for that show at aewtix.com. Not only that, but you can also get tickets for this Friday night's Ring of Honor pay-per-view, Final Battle 2023, Garland, Texas. Here we come. Of course, Collision is coming your way the very next day on Saturday. Tickets are on sale for all of that right now at aewtix.com. Before you know it, the end of the world will be here. The big pay-per-view. It's at World's End, Saturday, December 30th. That's bowl season, and man, pay-per-view, AEW, and bowl games. It's going to be a fun couple of days there. aewtix.com. Jim, I know that you don't have a crystal ball, but are you able to predict or forecast? Do you have a goal as to when you'd like to be back on the road with AEW and back behind the microphone?
Well, sooner than later, Connie. I know that's not a very good answer. Not a date. You know, I have at the corner of my eyes, I have uh, you know, thought about the pay per view coming up that you just mentioned in Long Island, but that's a hope that I would be healthy enough and able to work and work to the level that I need to work. Uh, so, but no, I don't have a date. It's just hard to plan. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment. So, if I'm going to do something and I say I'm going to do it, then it's going to get done. But I can't commit to that right now because I still got some ongoing health issues that need to be addressed, and they are being addressed, as I mentioned moments ago. It's just a process, man. You know, when you're 71 and you spent your whole life in this business, and I have, you know, early 20s when I got in this stuff. No regrets. It's just, it's in my blood. So I'd like to, as long as my heart's beating that blood, I want to be involved in some way because I still love the wrestling business. It's cruel sometimes. It's challenging more often than not. But for some reason, it's what I love. And now that Jan's gone, uh, you know, I need something to love. And I'm not being funny here. I need that. I need to make sure I got something in the works to fill that void.
Yeah.
And because I can't replace her, God bless her. I wish I could. But in any event, it's you know, that's a date, Connie. That pay per view is a date. It's the next big event coming up for AEW. I'm sure the card will be strong. It's funny how this group of talent rise to the occasion on these big shows. I mean, we do a real good job. The talents, more specifically, do a real good job at these big events. It brings out the best in them, it seems.
Yeah.
So that would be a fun show to return. Travel's easy, nonstop flight, things like that. People don't understand that when, we all swell a little bit when we fly. It's just the way it is. And that's why I always wear those compression socks on the flights, because it's just, they keep things together. And I'm a big proponent of them. They're a pain in the ass. Unless you get the right brand, they're a pain in the ass to get on and off, but it helps me. So I'm thinking that might be, that's one, I don't know, goal, I guess you could say. I don't know.